of this game. Oregon 38, Michigan 17. Bizarre coaching decisions. I'm going to begin with this. Check that out, folks. This is what you need to expect to see in the postseason. The Pop-Tarts Bowl is probably where this team is headed, which is a goddamn shame, pardon my French, given all that this team has on defense, Colston Loveland on offense. I just think this one's slightly more excusable than the Washington and Illinois, but I'm like, the coaching ineptitude was a huge factor looming in this game. What were some of the things that you saw, TJ, that were surprising, that let you down? Some bright spots. Where did you stand on this?
Well, I guess we'll talk about the bright spots. The bright spots is Davis Warren looked like a damn quarterback. I mean, the kid looked very good. I know his attempts to completion percentage, it wasn't as good as it could have been. I think he finished the game. He was 13 for 23, not the best, but there was a point in the game where I think, what was he, like 10 for 14 or 10 for 12, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. He made a lot of good plays. Like that one touchdown he had where he threw in the end zone to Peyton O'Leary. The way he was backpedaling, that is such a difficult throw. I mean, it was on a line.
Yeah,
Davis Warren
kept things going. Like that play right there kept Michigan alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, and then obviously Ernest Hausman, or I'm sorry, not Ernest Hausman. Shoot, Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland was playing absolutely like he should, a first round tight end, capable player. I mean, I fully expect Colston Loveland, even with the year this year offensively, I fully expect Colston Loveland to, get first round looks. But that said, John, I mean, to me, there wasn't a lot of bright spots. The run game was a little suspect. I mean, listen, we've been hyping the Khalil Mullins train all year. That seemed to have stalled a little bit. Tyler Morris, he is alive. Tyler Morris is alive. It's good to know.
Some plays. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 yards, or I'm sorry, 3 receptions for 38 yards. I mean,
Tutty.
For us, that's fantastic, John. Defensively, Ernest Hausman had 10 tackles. And he played pretty well. I thought Jay Sean Barnum, again, there was a couple times he got I think he was poorly he played it bad in coverage, but for most of the game I thought he played fairly well. Amir Hall got burnt a lot. It just defensively wasn't that good, but I mean, like, and then if we can just get into it, John, let's just get into like what really matters. What really matters is this coaching staff. This coaching staff's an issue. And I know a lot of people are going to be very concerned about this coaching staff, especially when the offseason comes. And I know we all see the hype and the momentum on the recruiting trail and the players and the caliber of players we're bringing in and this new aggressive approach in terms of just landing the elite guys. Well, listen, there is for sure concern. What we are experiencing right now is an inexperienced coaching staff. It is so obvious that Kirk Campbell isn't over his fucking head. Like Kirk Campbell, I am sorry, bro. You are a quarterback coach until you can figure it out. And you probably need a good 5 to 7 years. We'll say 5. I don't want to be an asshole, but 5. He needs a good 5 years at a QB coach under a good offensive coordinator for him to learn. And, I mean, if he's willing to, in my opinion, if he's willing to take the quarterback role and let an offensive coordinator come here, then he can stay. But if not, you can go, my friend. Also, just too many errors coaching wise in terms of poor timeouts, not enough men on the field, freaking challenging that catch. That was not a catch. We know that wasn't a catch. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, Sharon? And then let's not stop at Kirk. Wink Martindale, you can go, bro. You can fucking go.
Yeah,
I don't care how highly paid you are. You need to go. Like we don't need to hang on to him because of his contract. Just get rid of it. Cut the dead weight. And then that's Samaj Morgan trick play, bro. This is what has brought me to alcohol today. Now, some people will say, don't let your depression lead you to drink. And I agree with that. But this team's frustrating as hell, man. This team is frustrating as hell. And I know our viewers feel the same way.
That's why we're all here together to be a part of this.
Well, let me just clarify some things here. One, Davis Warren is QB1. Can we please stop the Alex Orji experiment? Mm-hmm. If you were playing against a competent defense, that shit is done. Like, This isn't Michigan State. Like Oregon was sniffing it out all game. It really put us in some bad positions. Like just awful. Like last game, it really didn't mess with momentum. But dude, Davis Warren was hot and he was in rhythm, and then they take him out for Alex Orji. What the fuck are we doing, bro?
Yeah, and then
Um,
to do a double pass to Samaj, who I don't think he's ever thrown a football. Like if you're gonna do that, throw it to
bro,
Donovan.
bro, did you? I know you did. What was that? It looked like my cousin who's 11 threw that football.
Yeah, I mean, there was some Three Stooges
Bro,
like whoop whoop
I
whoop whoop
I
whoop
have Buckeyes
going on
who
there.
I have Buckeyes who I talk with who are like, all right, if you're not gonna have Davis Warren throw it, why not Donovan Edwards? Like they're at least like trying to figure it out because they don't know what the fuck they're watching either. That's sad that you have Buckeyes who know better than the damn coaching staff. Um, it's wild, bro. This coaching staff is very inept. I fully expect, just so everybody knows, make this very clear because I know we're gonna get calls on it. I fully expect not only is Michigan going to be aggressive with recruiting in the portal, which they will be, they're going to make very tough decisions on this coaching staff. Sharon will stay, though. I do want Kurt Signetti. I understand. Me too. I know everyone's like, me too. I know, me too. They will be making tough decisions. I don't know about Wink, though, because of that contract. I can only hope. We'll see. If we get any information on it, obviously we'll bring it to you guys. But right now, they got to definitely make some very serious decisions on not only the coordinators, but the position coaches. Because Sharon, I'll tell you this, I do think we get a new AD next year. I do think that AD is going to give Sharon 1 year. And I do think that's going to be an evaluation year. And I do think Sharon realizes his seat's going to be very warm. If he doesn't get it together next year, he could be out after next year if it's another bad year. So they're not the donors. Let me also just stress this, John, and I'll let you run with this here. Please understand, considering now that we are a big boy NIL school, the donors don't have patience to waste their money.
Right.
And that doesn't mean they're going to stop giving money because that's not what it is. They're going to get a new coach if they feel like their investments are not being utilized. That is real. This is what happens at these type of schools. Like A&M does this shit. Ohio State, although they deal with Ryan Day, these types of things occur where when your donors are starting to purchase the talent, coaches have shorter leashes. So that's just what it is. So we'll see where it goes. Obviously, we know it's a mess, but I mean, it's very frustrating, John.
Yeah, and I'll keep mine brief because we already have 14 super chats, and I want to thank everybody for the generosity. We only need $14 to get a second hour of the show. So great job. Keep them coming, and we'll be reading them really shortly. Obviously, I understand that there was a terrible ref call to count that early one as a touchdown when really it should have probably gone back to Michigan.
Yes.
Which would have been a 7, or they would have probably kicked a field goal. Would have been probably a 7-3 situation. I get that, but at the same time, and I get that you really can't gift a team like a number 1 team in the country 7 points. That is kind of some nasty work in the beginning of the game. However, Michigan kicked itself in the face the rest of the time, right? So once you got past that, there were signs of a team at times, right? Davis Warren, he's decent. He's definitely the best option. He's clearly the best option out of himself, Alex Orji. Clearly, Jaden Davis and Denegal aren't ready, so he's the option. He's the answer right this second. I guess what concerns me, TJ, before we get to super chats, is that the product on the field, when players like Bryce Underwood are looking at this, Meadows are looking at this, I am concerned. Did they see enough positive? Did they see that there is hope? Did they see that they could come into this program and bring it to a national championship contender and maybe get a Heisman? Because at LSU, Bryce Underwood, has seen that there is a Heisman winner as recently as a year ago, right? So I guess that's my question. Like the product on the field, is this going to cost us in the recruiting game?
So that's a good question, John, because I got some DMs from some people asking that very question. And here's where what I said. No, it won't right now. And the reason why it will not is two reasons. One, money is what matters. Okay. Secondly, what is being said is you are the change we need. You are the player who's going to help us turn this around. You are going to start early. I made a post on social media. I unfortunately had it had a spelling error in it, which pisses me off, but I don't have the edit function, so I let it ride. But essentially, I said it looks like a whole bunch of opportunity and early playing time on this team, and that's what it is. So that's what kids are going to look at. They know Michigan can be successful. Now, I will say, if there is a player it affects, it is Bryce Underwood. Meadows, it doesn't affect. And the reason why it doesn't affect for Meadows is because Meadows, if Underwood comes here, Meadows comes here. If Underwood does not come here, Meadows does not come here. Okay. So that's where that is. All the other players, not an issue. Financially, Michigan, listen, EJ Holland just dropped two predictions like 10 minutes ago. One's for Elijah Dotson, Bryce Underwood's teammate and friend, very good friend, at Belleville High School. Another defensive back, and Jamari Browder, the wide receiver, the North Carolina State wide receiver commit. Guys, kids are still going to come here. Guess what? I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. More commits are coming. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not, guys, I'm going to be real too. I wanted to actually like hit on this, but I wanted to kind of break down the game first. These kids don't give a shit about wins and losses. It's all about financial capabilities and the ability to play on the field. When you are a high-end player, you want to play on the field. You don't want to sit. You want to get on the field. And then, quite honestly, what Michigan's doing in terms of NIL, it's going to limit any concern with playing time, or I'm sorry, the way the team is on the field. Because Michigan's selling this. We need talent. Here's the pitch, guys. We lost 13 players in the NFL draft. There's a lack of talent on the field. We need you to help us turn this around. We can do it. And they're buying it. I mean, they're going to buy into it. They're going to buy into that. So the reality is we all know this. We have a coaching problem, and it is a problem. And I know, and like I said, dude, I know there's going to be people who are concerned with, okay, you get all this talent, you still have these coaches. Is it going to, well, no. And I'm going to be real with you. Like, unless Sharon, which I think will, surrounds himself with some of the most talented, skilled position coaches and coordinators he possibly can, because he now has a full off season and individuals who are willing to financially pony up enough money. Plus, remember this too, guys. We have the TV deal. There's more money now in the athletic department. They're very focused on this football team. We have heard the change in stance on Ward Manuel talking about 75% of this revenue share is going to go to football. That is a far larger sum than what was being discussed in the summer, where they were going to go 50-50 men's, women's sports, blah, blah, blah. We won't get into it unless someone calls or throws a super chat. But the point being is Michigan's very serious. This is why I'm not worried. Michigan's so serious. And I've stressed this for weeks. And I know we're seeing it now. You guys see the players coming in. You see the players committing. You see the predictions coming in. We're flipping dudes from some of the biggest dogs in the game, whether it be fucking Clemson, Georgia, we're trying to flip two kids from LSU right now. And I don't mean to swear, but like, I'm just simply saying, like, we're fine. Now we have some issues that need to be resolved, but we got to let those play out. Like, we got to just get to the end of the year, and then the off season, let's see what the boys can do in terms of coaching and portal.
For sure. We are down to just $4 away from a second hour. Who is going to be the person that's going to put us over the top? We will see, I'm sure, in just a moment or two, who's going to be that person to unlock. We're going to start with Nick for Super Chats, YouTube member, and he likes to throw 20 burgers, which we love, early in the show to give his initial take. It's confirmed for me. This coaching staff would rather lose a game than win in a way that they do not prefer. Why Alex Orji running routes on 4th down in the red zone with Warren on the bench and Samaj Morgan throwing clown show? Yes, that was a clown show play. That was something that Matt Weiss would have done. because it's that Tuesday mentality of showing your Tuesday and Wednesday homework on Saturday. Like, you drew up this great play and you just can't, and you got your beaker, and you got your pocket protector, and you just can't fucking wait to show your homework on Saturday. And that's what it looked like, instead of, hey, maybe you keep Davis Warren, who's earned the right to throw in that situation, and you throw it to the guy who's given you all your receiving yards, Colston Loveland, and then maybe you still have a little bit of hope. But instead, that decision was made.
It's an inexperienced, incompetent coaching staff. It is so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon looks like he's in over his head. We've said this all year. It just is what it is. I mean, it's not good. The good news is the infrastructure is healthy as hell right now. That's what's great. You know, we know that there will be light at the end of the tunnel. We know Michigan's eventually going to get it figured out. It's just, unfortunately, you know, we're two things are going to happen. One, Sharon Moore is going to get a coaching staff around him and he's going to succeed, or we're going to be in another tough year and then you're going to get you're going to get an amazing coach, and hopefully Kurtzinetti doesn't leave Indiana. It'll probably be his ass.
Yeah, Kurt. Obviously, we love watching Michigan State lose. So I was a big fan of Indiana coming back from being down 0-10. But yeah, that would be a great pickup. And we are officially at our second hour. So thanks to you guys, we've already unlocked our second hour, and we're $84 away from number 3. Elisha, the first super chat of the night, and I see more. Good evening, gents. Call Matt. We just talked about Matt Weiss. How about that? To hack Wink's key card into the facility. Kurt called some dumb calls, but again, is way more limited than Wink. Correct. Kurt Campbell has one player, for all intents and purposes, in the receiving game. He has one player. And he does have Kalel Mullings and Donovan Edwards that occasionally produce on the run game. And now he does have Davis Warren, who can throw some balls. But, like, Wink Martindale has 3 first round. I know Will Johnson is injured. How injured? We don't, leg injury. That's all I don't know if you know more details, TJ, but I don't know. Seems a little sketch. Seems like there's some business decisions happening here. But at the end of the day, Wink had at the beginning of this year 3 first rounders, right? Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, and obviously Will Johnson, who's probably going to go 3rd overall or somewhere like 3rd overall in the NFL draft. And what he did was just mismanagement, personnel misuse this entire year. This was in some ways his best game, actually, because number 1, he didn't have Mason Graham out of position. I didn't see it happen a single time. Number 2, people did tackle on occasion, not always, but so it's a low bar. But I actually believe Wink did okay tonight compared to some of the just absolute boneheaded decisions of previous weeks. There was clearly something said. Hey, it's time to just simplify it a bit. Keep Mason Graham in his damn position. Like, there were obviously things said and there were things adjusted, but clearly wasn't enough to contain a team like Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, the coaching staff's annoying as hell, bro. I'm gonna be so honest. It frustrates me so much. Like, but I mean, at the same time, it is what it is, because what was Sharon gonna do? I mean, he took over the damn team in February. All the coaches were gone. His potential coaching tree options were so limited. So many coaches were already in other jobs. I mean, it is what it is. This offseason, we're gonna, just like we are seeing with recruiting, this offseason is going to show us a lot with this coach. Like, I know. I am aware that they plan on, what I've been told is they're evaluating every coach.
Excellent.
I know that.
Yeah. Ron Bellamy can stay as a special assistant to the regional manager, because he's good at recruiting. He can stay at Ron Bellamy he can't be wide receiver coach. He can be some type of recruiting thing.
Yeah, Lamar Morgan's the only one.
I was saying the same thing. Lamar.
Although I'll say this though, Brian Jean-Marie's kind of earning his keep. If he lands Owasu Boateng and Bradley Gompers and the way Houseman and Barham's playing, he could maybe stay too.
That would be legit for sure.
Yeah.
So thanks to all the 20 who have already been contributing tonight. Douglas with the 5. This has been a coaching issue all year, and Ohio State is winning the Big Ten, in my opinion. Hopefully, recruiting will change things.
Oh, it will. I mean, for sure it will. I mean, I can assure you it will change things. It's not going to change things tomorrow. One thing I do think we need to like really at least acknowledge is we just went against the number 1 ranked team in the nation, and we actually had a shot. You know, the team's playing better than they were. Now, obviously, it's not good enough, and I don't think it's the fault of the players. Like, granted, yeah, there's a lack of talent in certain areas. What I mean by this is a lot of them played really well today, and if the coaching staff was better, I think we would have had a better opportunity. Like, for example, if they do get the 3 points on that play instead of the touchdown, and the player is not lined up over the center, and we get the ball back, like this game's far closer than 38-17. You know.
Ron Bellamy could be the special assistant to the drive off a cliff coordinator. That's hilarious. Steve, this is a legit one right here. I'm with you, Steve. I felt so bad for Davis Warren. My man played a hell of a game, and Campbell let him down. Just sad and pathetic. Yeah, Davis Warren is playing pretty well. He was 12 for 21. He got 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, and most importantly, no picks. He is improving. He is improving, in my opinion, from previous weeks. And there were a couple of throws that he made that reminded me of JJ. They're throws that none of the other quarterbacks in this QB room could make. But the receivers didn't give him much help. There were multiple times in this game where all the receivers were covered, no separation. Colston Loveland is the only one who consistently gets separation. Tyler Morris did have a better game today, and obviously touchdown. We love touchdowns. But it's still just there is a receiver problem. There is clearly a receiver coaching issue.
Yeah, if we had better receivers, this would also be a better situation. I mean, but there's a coaching issue that's even greater. But I mean, it's all an issue. Quarterback, coaching, wide receiver, it's all an issue. And it makes everything look worse.
Absolutely. So thank you, Steve. And they just keep rolling. Our guy GT in the house, YouTube member, contributor GT with the 10 burger. My takes, our third down defense is so bad. We won the halftime adjustment battle. Best QB performance of the year. I'll get behind that.
Yep.
Loved heavy usage of Klein and Loveland. Yeah, especially Loveland. And number 5, Northwestern is not a gimme. Yeah, the only winnable game left, Northwestern. That you have to beat Northwestern if you even want to get to this. Pop-Tarts Bowl, which is where I think we're probably headed, but you gotta win one more game to do that.
Yeah, I'll say so Oregon was 10 for 15 on third down. That's absolutely terrible. Thank you, Wink.
Yeah. Ridic. Frankie with the super sticker. Just throwing $5. Thank you so much, Frankie, for that. We appreciate that, Frankie. GT coming back. GT did the same one twice. So thank you, GT. We appreciate you. I think I see you've got some more down here too. But yeah, I'm with you on all of your points for sure. Moose with the 5. Congrats to Oregon and their fans on defeating a depleted Michigan team with both starting cornerbacks out. Classless move on Lanning running and not kneeling. I don't hate it. Lanning's sending a message, man. He is sending a message that he wants to win it all this year. I don't hate it. I think this whole thing of like going easy or like, I think that's all bullshit. I mean, there were times, like I know, because there were times that people were saying Michigan should have taken a knee here and there, over the years.
Especially early in Harbaugh's tenure.
Yeah, Rutgers 78-0, even though we were just running third and fourth stringers up the middle towards the end.
Look, if you can't stop them, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's an us problem, and we have an us problem. And like, I'll be real with you, I don't mind a team. Like, I don't want it. It's not the result I want, but I don't mind a team coming at us. Like, it's up to us to do something about it. Like, it should leave a sour taste in our mouth, as fans, as the players, as the coaching staff, as the alumni, as the donors. Like, it's bullshit. And if, again, we want change, then obviously everybody involved, that goes from the coaching staff to the players, and then to obviously the donors, to the alumni, to the fans, to do something about it. What can we do about it? Well, obviously NIL, we can do something about that, right? So, it's just everyone needs to get their shit together, period.
For sure. Elisha, Tyler Morris legacy game. I think Tyler Morris legacy game was against Alabama, personally. There were a couple of times today I was like, the Alabama Slayer is back. Just because I love that touchdown he got against Alabama. Just outsped the SEC speed on that. But he looked good today. I mean, he had a pulse today. I think we grade on a curve because of how bad our pass game is, that like this is a legacy game for somebody.
A wide receiver who was 3 receptions for 38 yards and 1 touchdown is a legacy game.
It just says it all, doesn't it? Wow. Nick always coming through with the 2. Ryan Day has a camel toe. Facts. Absolutely. Hit that subscribe button, everybody, to help us beat Ohio. Elisha
F Ohio, bro. We're 130 away. Help us beat Ohio. F Ryan Day too.
Hey, we could get there. It is hypothetically possible to get there tonight. We've actually already gained another 20.
Yeah, we could easily. So what are we at? 110 away? We are 110 subscribers away from beating Ohio State. Let's get a victory for the boys. Victory for the boys. Let's go.
Absolutely. Elisha, Quentin Johnson, time to enlist into the Army. Oh, geez.
Easy now, Elijah.
Elisha's going hard tonight.
Nick would send. What are you doing, man?
And it's the same amount as what Nick would send too.
From you, Elijah.
Yeah. Wow.
I gotta get a napkin.
Okay, I'll keep running through these. Cam Cameron with the 5. You have to go get Signetti. It is amazing what he is doing at Indiana. Yes, it is. And he is now 9-0, the first time that Indiana has ever gone 9-0 in its history. Signetti is a very impressive coach. What he is, oh my God.
All I do is win. Google me.
Yeah.
I want that. I want a coach who's that cocky, bro.
Yeah.
Because he backs it up. It's one thing to be cocky and not back it up. He really does win everywhere he goes.
For sure. He's definitely on the top of my list.
Like, if I was Ohio State, I'd fire Ryan Day and get him. But let's hope they don't do that.
Yeah, let's hope they don't. GT with the 5. When it comes to our coaching, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Oh, GT, I'm sorry. I feel disappointment too, but it's great that you're here with us. It's great that we're all here together and we're going through this.
I just got a little sadder after hearing that.
Yeah, I know. We got 700.
Come on, man. We'll get through it.
700 people on the line between all of the various platforms. So, we're all watching. We're all here together, we're getting through it. Oh, wow. Detective Loki going hard. He's going hard tonight. Deep cuts, deep with the 5 there. Wink Martindale has ruined my life.
Yeah. He sucks. He's got to go. I wonder what his buyout is. See, these are the things we got to start looking into, John. We're now in November, so in terms of coaching, things are going to heat up at the end of November, early December for sure. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I would not be surprised to see something serious happen before National Signing Day after the season to try and maybe persuade some people. You know what I mean? There could be if I was Michigan, what I would do is I'd fire Kirk Campbell after the Ohio State game, and I'd make a serious phone call and a serious money play at a very, very, very good coordinator. I don't know who that is, but I'm just saying that's what you do. You do that, and then you tell Bryce Underwood, we're going to give you the best. We're going to surround you with the best. Come to Michigan.
Yeah.
Make him the highest paid offensive coordinator. Fuck it.
For sure. Yeah, you guys are rocking and rolling on the we're already down to $68 to a third hour. So thank you so much, everybody. We're trying to knock through these as quick as we can while still giving everybody's their opportunity. We also will have 3 callers. So Keith, Cameron, and Nick, hold tight. We will get to you guys after our super chats. Elisha with the 5. Honestly, pass protection was better than I thought. We just don't have the weapons to stretch the field outside of Loveland. I agree with you, right, Elisha. I think that pass protection was improved. Like Davis Warren had time today. Yeah. Not always, but in a lot of instances, he had enough time to get the ball out. The problem is that the receivers were giving him very little help aside from Colston Loveland, and sometimes Morris would get in there.
Oregon had 0 sacks today.
0 sacks. So yes, the pass protection was good, and you should expect that from a Sharon Moore coach team. Like, line is his background. There should always be a decent O-line like that. I feel like that should just be a given. Like, but it hasn't been this year, and it has improved a lot. So I will give you that. Nick, with the 2, yo, how do we not know y'all's celeb crushes yet?
Oh, I got mine's Kay Adams.
Oh, Kay Adams shit.
Is, yeah, I'd take Kay Adams in a heartbeat, bro. Yeah,
wow.
Give me Kay Adams. Yes, please.
All right. Well, my lady might be watching, so I'm going to take a pass on that one.
John pleads the 5th. Hey, Kay Adams, for sure. Look me up. You guys know her. Give me your number. I'm down.
Kay Adams is TJ's pick, so that's his pick in the draft. GT with the 5. Can Dusty May coach football? Yeah, I mean, listen. Back in the day, you had multi-sport head coaches, so it's a thought.
Yeah, we need a coach. I don't know. Sharon's gonna get another year though. It's gonna happen. The donors aren't putting all this money into these players without Sharon getting another year. So we just gotta hope Sharon puts the best staff around him, and he takes a big jump from year 1 to year 2, which is possible. It is possible. We'll see though. We'll see. Listen. It's all right. It's not all lost. Okay, like it's not, because like you guys see the money. I've told you guys for weeks about the motivation and the financial firepower that Michigan is loading up with, and you guys are now really seeing the results of that. I think now everyone's like a believer. There was a lot of non-believers for a few weeks. There's a lot of believers now. Still some doubt on Bryce Underwood from some people, but anyways, the point being is, it's not just recruiting. We got to taste the success. We got a national title. The people don't want to lose it. Like, they want to remain elite, and they're very motivated. So it's going to be like, shit sucks, and there are things that need to be fixed, but like, they will work it out. Like, it will get worked out. It's just not now. It's just not instantly. We'll get there. We'll get through it together, boys. We'll get through it.
Yeah, we will. Wolverine non-casual, because Wolverine Casual is a YouTube member here at Michigan at the Voice of College Football, and throwing the 10 at us. Thought we played well overall. Graham as outside DE has to go. So he did play outside. I didn't see him play outside DE, but if he gave up a long Gabriel touchdown run, it doesn't surprise me that he played it. I thought I saw him mostly at his position, so I missed that. And then we covered recruiting a bit. They had to know that they'd lose, so hopefully this doesn't put recruits off. Yeah, I mean, the chances of a win here were light. Yeah.
To be honest, recruits might be motivated because, to be real, we were actually in that game. As poorly as like things were at times, guys, it really was a lot closer game. I think it's possible with a competent coaching staff and a well-coached team, you might actually get the victory. Like it's possible. Now, this is not one of those games where, like John, I think we said we should be 7-1 last week. I'm not going to say we should have won, but we could have won.
Right.
Is what I'm saying. There was an opportunity that we did not capitalize on.
Absolutely. Detroit Kyle has gifted a Voice of Michigan at Voice of College Football membership, and I believe it went to Kinetic. Kinetic
Oh,
615,
nice.
who is a friend, and also so he's part of the Maze Madman
Ooh.
crew as well. So he just got a membership from Detroit Kyle. That's 30 free days of those who stay will be champions. So very, very exciting there. And the super chats just keep flowing in. So thanks to Detroit Kyle for that. And now we're up to Elisha. Again, what happened to Makari Page? He is always in a position to make a tackle and just miss. Outside of that third down PBU, he played terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just not playing well this year. He hasn't played well since the start of the year. He's been out of position. He's not been physical. I don't know. It's a majority of the defensive backs besides Jair Hill have regressed. Even I would even argue Will has regressed a little bit. You know, like he's had his moments of
Sure.
getting beat,
Yeah.
yeah, but
He had some picks early. He had some
no,
interceptions
he's
in
played
there
well.
early.
Listen, this is not me saying he's not. Listen, when it comes to Will Johnson, we're arguing the number one corner in the nation. So like when you get beat, when you want to be like the top dog, like you can't get beat, right? You got to like hold your island. Well, there was a few times where he gave up on like he bit a few times and took an L a couple times.
Yeah, I didn't really like what I saw from Makari. Obviously, you had a bit of a depletion, right? With Will out in the secondary, you had Jair Hill out, so so you're limited in that aspect on the cornerback side. You're moving people around, but still, like Makari is established in the program. He should be playing better. Um, and normally I indict the coaches. I think this one's on him, at least in part. Like just what's going on? What like get your head
Yeah, but
right, man.
I think if you say Jesse Minner's here, I think it's better.
Oh sure, 100%. Beats and treats with the two. Graham, Johnson, Grant, and Loveland should all sit. I think you'll start to see my toe, my foot hurts.
Yeah, we have somebody who's at. I
Sit
think
out.
I think we have a super chat that's coming. They say, "What is Will Johnson's injury? It's a toe injury." I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe yes. Maybe no. I don't know. I'm not assuming anything. I'm just saying that's the injury. Apparently,
I
maybe it
think
is
that
though. I don't.
better
I'm
coaching,
not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't know. I just know that it's supposed to be the toe.
better coaching, and Michigan 7-1 coming, or one loss coming into this game. I don't know if Will Johnson's sitting out. I'm just saying. I think if this and I also think if this were circa 2020, 2021, Will Johnson wouldn't be sitting out in this game. I think what we're seeing in college
Well, if
football
it's legit
is,
though, if it's a legit injury, which it might, I'm not saying it's not because I don't know,
yeah.
but it might, it
Yeah,
might
I've
be.
seen
There's,
it
I don't
listed
know.
as a questionable thing versus a he's out, he's done. It's been
Yeah.
I've seen the label questionable used.
I mean, I think I can't remember if it was a coach who said it or someone said they expect him to actually be back this year.
I could see him back for the Ohio game, to just show off to NFL. Like, because he can, if he has a good game and he's beating Jeremiah Smith, that's something you put on tape, and maybe raise your draft stock a little bit. So I wouldn't be completely shocked if he
Mm.
comes back for Ohio.
I feel like his draft stock's pretty high. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah,
get worse unless like
yeah.
he like starts getting cooked. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily terrible because like guys, we're not gonna have a great year anyways. It's good for the coaching staff to see what they have. So this way we know what we need to do in the offseason.
Um, Now look, Eric Norman with the 5. Eric, should we hire Lincoln Riley as OC? And do you believe that gets Underwood over the finish line? I think they should go get Joe Sloan before he
Yeah, I
goes
was gonna say
take a head coaching job.
go make him the highest paid offensive coordinator. Dude, that'd be like I talked about it Thursday. Okay, you want an ultimate chess move? You get to Joe Sloan's agent. You say, look, we will make you the highest paid offensive coordinator in college football. Come to Michigan. Leave LSU. Brian Kelly hates you anyways. He hates LSU. He doesn't even really like it there. He's just there because he got his paycheck and he thought he could win there. Come to Michigan and be our offensive coordinator. And then Bryce would come in a heartbeat. So would Meadows and probably Philip Wright.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think the realistic situation, if I had to guess right this second, is that if Sharon is still going to be the coach, which I think will probably go 6-6, and that's good enough to keep him. I don't think it's good enough, but I mean, I think that in terms of firing him, I think you'd have to miss a bowl game to fire him. So I don't think that that's going. I think we'll get to 6-6, and maybe you win whoever, Fresno or whoever the fuck you're playing in the Pop Tarts Bowl. Maybe you go 7-6, and there you go. That's good job, participation trophy. Great job. You have first round talent all over the field, and 7-6 is now the ceiling. But anyway, my point that I was going to say about this is I think Sharon Moore will beat the Lincoln Riley. I think that he will call plays next year. Is my guess. I think that they will have Kurt Campbell stay.
You think Sharon, I'm sorry, go on.
Well, that's my complete wild ass guess. My preference would be get Joe Sloan. I mean,
you think Sharon's going to call plays next year?
I think if I'm being realistic about what they're going, I think that they're going to make some big splashy hires on defense and probably in other places. But I could see them going that way. I could also see them getting a Joe Sloan or a somebody. I don't think Lincoln Riley.
No, not Lincoln Riley. No, I agree. Not Lincoln Riley. He's not even fired yet. But
I'd like Joe Sloan.
Now, if he was fired, but he'd probably get a head coaching job somewhere else. But no, I think Michigan's actually going to swing for the fences for an offensive coordinator. I think they're going to go very heavy here. I really do. I don't think they're going to come back with Kurt and fucking Sharon as the host. No way. They're going to swing for the fences. They're going to get somebody who is very, just strategic as hell offensively. I mean, they're gonna trust me. You are not spending this kind of money to not get the proper coaches in here. I just like I promised to you guys about the recruiting efforts and the money being raised for these players. I promise they are not just going to invest all this money in players and not get coaches to coach them. I was told 2 weeks ago every coach is being evaluated. They're not satisfied. Like, I just cannot stress it. Like, you trust your boy. Your boy's I've had you guys' back. Just trust your boy on that one too.
We have a saying in sales. It's called #never satisfied. You have a big 5-figure, 6-figure sale. You just work harder that day. You don't pump the brakes. You work harder. And I hope that Michigan has a never satisfied mentality. They just won the entire thing 10 months ago. Michigan won it all. You have a taste of that. You want more. And so the product on the field can't be acceptable to anybody, right? So the coaching needs to evolve for sure. Supreme Mans, this is my dream scenario, right? Yeah. Supreme is bringing out the dream scenario right here. Can we at least upset Ohio State? Wouldn't that be wonderful if Michigan is coming into the game and Michigan's got 5 wins or 6 wins, and they come into Ohio State and they go to Columbus and they plant the flag because they win that game? Oh my God, that would be a nice silver lining to this rough season.
I would say that'd probably get Ryan Day fired, and it'd probably get them Kurt Cinetti.
Yeah.
So be careful what you wish for on that one.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm in a message chat that's pretty interesting. It's I've spoke about it once before. It's some fairly prominent names that people would know. There's word that there's talk behind the scenes on on Ohio State's what is it? Like the higher ups at Ohio State, that if they lost to Michigan, it would almost be unacceptable, and it could be a firing offense. for a Ryan Day. So, and I know that like if there's a Buckeye listening, they're probably like, oh, that sounds like some Michigan. No, because there was let's just say there was a golf charity event where Ryan Day was at, and this was actually being discussed there that I'm aware of. So, okay, we'll see. If the Buckeyes don't want to believe it, that's fine.
Yeah, look, Ohio State has looked beatable. Okay, they're not Ohio State under even CJ Stroud, who Michigan beat. I think that they have an incredible wide receiver. I think Jeremiah Smith is legit. He's real. Igbuka is a good wide receiver, not amazing, but good. He's a good decoy for Jeremiah Smith. It makes you guess. You have pieces on that team that are legit pieces. They're shifting in the O-line a bit right now. But they can be beat. And if Michigan actually plays at full capacity, Will Johnson comes back and Sharon Moore calls the plays, which I feel like if we're at that point in the season and we're looking at, maybe we haven't won another game or we've won one additional game and we're like 5 or 6 wins, I have a feeling that Sharon Moore is going to call a decent chunk of that game. Look out. It's not impossible. Like you saw today, there were signs that against the number 1 team in the country, there were signs of life. There were signs of there were a few moments where they were out dueling. Now, yeah, and the end of the score, yeah, Oregon controlled the game for the most part, no question. But there were points, there were moments where Michigan was winning the field position game. There were moments where, and this is against the best team in the country. So it's not impossible that Michigan could pull it off against Ohio State. It's not impossible.
No, not this year when like everybody is looks beatable. Like honestly, no one looks amazing.
Right. What blue is here? So we got blue Wolverine. Everybody throw the blue Wolverine emoji out there. Friend of the program. What exactly is Will Johnson's injury? Well, aside from leg, you said a toe. Yeah.
It's a toe injury.
Yeah. So maybe a little turf toe. Who the fuck knows? Maybe. They don't go into, this is the thing, they don't go into injuries as much as other programs. Frankie, first super chat has replied, press send before typing. Okay, Frankie, so you're saying your earlier super chat, you actually had text. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. So if you will, I'll try to look for you. If you want to put the text that you had meant to say, go ahead and do that, and I'll try to find it and star it so we can look at it. Yeah, I think some people are having a couple of people having some text, like typing issues. Eric Norman with the 2, throw the bag. So y'all are on the Lincoln Riley train, guys. We gotta be real here a little bit. I love you guys. I love the $2. We thank you. We're not getting Lincoln Riley as OC. Like, let's just be realistic here.
He hasn't even fired yet.
He hasn't even fired yet. He'll get another year.
Kind of loves him still. They're still like USC. So I kind of know the USC situation a little bit. They feel like they can't do better right now. Like they have like a Ryan Day situation where it's like, well, who's better than Lincoln Riley? Who are we gonna get? I think Lincoln Riley gets him one more year.
Yeah, I think so too. But if they have another season next year like this, look out. Detroit Kyle throwing the 20 burger out there. And by the way, we are now, third hour is unlocked. So because of your generosity, we are going till at least 10 Eastern. Guaranteed.
That's
Guaranteed.
It?
And then we'll keep going.
It seems like an early night, John.
And I'm ready.
Like an early night, John.
I got sustenance here. I got this. I got everything going for all night. So like y'all want to keep this thing going all night long. Let's keep this thing going all night long.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a kid commits tonight. Who knows? Maybe.
Hey, could happen.
We
Wink
are on
is
commit watch, by the way.
so there's an interesting like debate happening in the community right now because some people are like Wink actually wasn't bad tonight. And Kirk Campbell's the one that
What do you mean?
needs to be the
Why
water
was
boy.
on? I'm sorry, John. I keep cutting you off.
You're good. But I was just saying, like, there's a debate happening in chat right now. Some people are like, "Hey, Wink wasn't that bad," and Kirk Campbell's the one who needs to go be the water boy. And there's some who's like, "Fire Wink in the take him out in the tarmac tonight, and you're out."
How
So
was
there's an
Wink
interesting
not?
debate happening.
How was Wink not that bad? We gave up 470 yards, 10 for 15 on third down. Wink fucking sucks.
He sucks. He was
But I
he was
appreciate and love
better
all of you at the
tonight.
same time.
He was better tonight. The decisions that were made tonight weren't quite the clown show.
Guys.
It was like a level. It was like a clown show, but like with a little bit of a veneer of, whatever. Like he still needs to go though.
Guys, we gave 176 yards rushing. This is shit.
Yeah, it's
This
not
is not
good.
acceptable. This is garbage. Wink is do not, guys.
It's not good.
This is one of those things where it's like, just because everything's bad doesn't mean you accept shit. Okay. Like the reality is Wink is Garbo. Kirk is Garbo. They both need to go. Like you do not give 470 yards up with the talent on this team.
Garbo.
I know. Both our starting corners were out. I know. At the same time, this is garbage. Okay. And 10 for 15 on third down, that's not a play. That means you were out coached. If you were giving up 10 for 15, you are getting them to third down. But you are being out chess played on fucking third down. Like this is Wink is it, guys, they're both garbage.
Yeah.
They can both go.
Yeah, you need to fire both of the coordinators, in my opinion.
Almost 500 yards.
The only thing I would say is I could see them retaining Kirk Campbell in a quarterback's coach capacity potentially.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that because I actually think he is. I actually do think Kirk Campbell's a good quarterback coach. I actually do.
Yeah.
The way recruits talk about his knowledge in terms of like quarterback mechanics and like, I don't disagree. I hope that is what happens. To be honest with you, I hope we do retain Kirk Campbell in a quarterback capacity.
Yeah. There was a lot of talk about how Matt Weiss was actually fucking up the Jaden Davis recruitment. Like Davis and the family were ready to go, and
Yeah, he's a recruiter.
Matt Weiss was botching the shit out of it, and Kirk Campbell saved it. And I think he's the key reason why Brady Hart has committed.
I think the